This was a strange election. We saw a lot of things we have never seen before. There are things that have been said that I didn't think could be said in American politics. There was a lot of polling coming up to the election this last Tuesday, and there's a big question out there, which is, how did the polls get this so wrong? And that's sort of an interesting one, because it's not clear that they did get it wrong. It's so much as it's unclear exactly where we are with regard to polling. And we also have an election that produced a result that was at least somewhat surprising for people, and so it's not clear that the pollsters would have been able to capture this accurately. But everything was done correctly. Scientific polling was followed, and the question that's always been bubbling around where we're at in 2016 in terms of public opinion research is, what exactly are the polls capturing? Who are they getting? What's the response rate? And is it representative? And if anything, the results that we've now learned from 2016 is that it has more questions as to where the future of public opinion polling is going to be in the next cycle and the cycle after that. It's unclear what Donald Trump is going to do. There have been a lot of really smart people who have been very, very wrong about this, and to be able to say what is going to happen in terms of policy is unclear. Here's what we do know. Donald Trump is a Republican who has put out a number of policies, some of them very controversial, and standing behind him, he has a Senate majority and a House majority that's actually quite large. He's going to be able to do something. I don't know what his focus will be. There's certainly a lot of will in both chambers of Congress to see something like a repeal or a total rethink of Obamacare. The biggest question mark is foreign policy. What is America's alliances? What are their commitments going to look like going forward? That's probably the area that Donald Trump has the most unilateral control. It's also the one he's been very outspoken about. But the degree to which any of this will come to pass is trying to predict what Donald Trump is going to do or what he really wants to do. And unfortunately for me and everybody in the prediction business and the punditry business, the only person who really knows that is Donald Trump. What I see as being the important narrative coming out of this is how different the campaign was. This is a campaign that produced a winner that did not follow any of the normal conventions of campaigning, and how he is a different candidate who is able to use a narrative to his advantage based on a starting point of 100% or more or less name recognition. And that's a phenomenal outcome, and it should not be discounted about how tremendous that is and how different of an election this has been. The other point for me is these potential tectonic shifts in the landscape of what American public voting looks like. Are we going to see a permanent change in the alignment of working class voters with the Republican Party? Is the Republican Party going to become the isolationist, anti-free trade party that Donald Trump claims that he is? That's a huge sea change in the way American politics is done. All we can do now is speculate, but it is worth speculating because it is a fundamental change away from where we've been in the past. And if we actually go this direction, the alignment of the parties, how the policies are going to produce, we haven't quite seen the end of it yet.